There in podcast land, this is the voice of Friendship Village, your much beloved podcast coming at you today from our elaborate studios on the second floor. And we have in the room with us our special guest for the day, and you'll meet her later. And I know you'll appreciate hearing more from her. And we want to tell you also that our sponsor for this podcast is the Friendship Village Auxiliary Club. Are we a club?
Group.
Okay. All right. So we're a group. So anyway, they've been around for a long time and done many good works for people who are maybe in the lodge, maybe at Wellspring Living, and so in fact that's the focus of the auxiliary, is to bring our resources, our money, our time and talent, and our interest and commitment to serving these people. And so we like to think the three people in the room right at the moment are also members of the auxiliary, and we would like to think that we do a good job for Friendship Village. And anything you'd like to add?
Yes,
Mary?
another thing, if a member is listening to this and they have not, or a resident of Friendship Village, and they have not belonged to the auxiliary, it's $5 a year or $100 for a lifetime membership. Mm-hmm. And they welcome all of that because that's the funds that they use for a lot of their things that they purchase for the various places that Phil mentioned.
Okay.
So think about belonging, and if you do belong, that's fine.
Yes.
And you can become an active member or you can become just a member, whichever you want. And they have meetings once a month, and it's usually posted someplace. Mm-hmm. So we're very proud of the auxiliary and the work that they do.
Yes, yeah. And you'll learn a little bit later that our special guest today has a rather unique association with the auxiliary because it's because of her sewing, doing repair sewing and other other acts of sewing magic that only she can do. And then people just feel free to offer some kind of remuneration to the auxiliary for that service. And we thank you, Vivian. And I think now might be a good time. Mary the jokester has a joke for today.
I might have a couple.
Okay.
I was just kind of leafing through my iPad and I come across some jokes that I'll just share a couple of very short ones with you. Okay. My senior relatives like to tease me at weddings, saying things like, "You'll be next." They stopped once I started doing the same thing to them at funerals.
You'll be next.
That's good.
Did you have another one?
Yes, I'm looking for it here.
She's looking for another one.
Oh, the doctor gave me 1 year to live, so I shot him with my gun. The judge gave me 15 years. Problem solved.
Whoa. Okay.
Oh.
Maybe one more if I can find it here.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, this one. Today on a drive, I decided to go visit my childhood home. I asked the people living there if I could come inside as I was feeling nostalgic, but they refused and slammed the door in my face. My parents are the worst.
It was your own parents who slammed the door. Okay.
Okay.
I get it.
That's it. All right. I'll shut it off now.
Okay. Oh, I believe that's enough humor for this program. But we do have with us Vivian Weimer as our special guest, and Mary's going to take over from this point and begin with some questions.
Yes, we welcome Vivian to our little studio here. She is the wife of Reverend Ron Weimer, our resident chaplain, which we interviewed quite some time ago. And we decided now it was time to interview his wife and see what brought them together. But we'll go way back and get started with, where were you born and raised, Vivian?
I was born in Johnstown, Pennsylvania. And when I was about, maybe 3 or 4, my dad wanted to get us out of that. It was a coal town. And so we moved to near Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, in Camp Hill area, and that's where I basically grew up.
Went to school.
Went to school at a high school, Cumberland Valley High School, and that was in Camp Hill.
And graduated?
Yeah. Graduated from there, and then I went 2 years to a local community college, and then I went on to finish my degree in elementary education at a college in Indiana.
Okay, and you became a teacher.
I was a teacher for 3 years until our first child was born. And then I stayed at home, and we had 2 more children, and then I taught again part-time.
What grade level did you teach?
I taught first grade, and then I taught art.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
And along the way, you evidently met your husband.
yes, we at our church, we would have church camp, and he was born in Lancaster, and he grew up near the Philadelphia area, and that was about 100 miles apart. So our churches, different churches in our district, would get together at one central location 1 week every summer, and that's where I met Ron, and I was 14 years old. We were 14 at the time.
Oh, my.
Yeah, and he saw me, and he said, "That's the girl I'm going to marry."
Okay.
So, but it took
He
him
told
8
you
years.
The first time you met?
No,
Oh.
no. But it took him 8 years to convince me.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, but that's where we met.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Interesting.
Yeah.
And we probably learned some of that on his podcast, but that was quite some time ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'd have to go back and re-listen to that.
Yeah.
Were you married in Pennsylvania then?
We were married in Pennsylvania right after we both graduated from Grace College in Indiana, and then he went on to seminary, and then we had our first child,
Right.
and then God called us to Davenport, Iowa,
Okay.
and we were there 5 years in a small home mission church. And then the Lord called us to Waterloo in 1977, and
Oh.
we've been here ever since.
Wow.
So we love it here. Yeah,
Good.
yeah.
And all 3 of your children, did they go to school here?
They did. All 3 of them went to a local Christian school here, and actually it's where I taught part-time, which was wonderful.
Oh, yeah.
And 2 of our children are still in the area, and 1 is across the ocean.
All right. We'll get into that in a little while, too.
Yeah.
So what was Ron like when you first met him at age 14? I want to just step on.
Well, he was just the perfect gentleman, but what impressed me was his love for the Lord.
Okay.
He loved the Lord, and the summer that we met was when I made a decision to be a Christ follower, and but I looked at him. I never had brothers. I had 2 sisters.
Yeah.
And I looked at him more as a brother figure, which he didn't appreciate. But yeah, and it was a long distance relationship because we were like 100 miles apart.
Yeah.
But when I went to Grace College, and he had been there already 2 years, and I finished my education there, when I could see him day in and day out, and his love for the Lord and love for people, God
Okay.
sealed my heart for him.
Okay.
So,
All right.
yeah.
He was the man. Yeah. All right.
Did his family live in Pennsylvania, too? All your families?
Yes, his family. He was raised in Hatboro, which is a suburb of Philly, and he lived there and grew up there. And
Well, he was Amish.
no,
No, he wasn't.
No.
Okay, I forget.
No. Yeah, he was born in Lancaster, and that's
Yeah.
Amish country.
But
But
not-
he's
okay.
not Amish. No,
All right.
no. So
So that your parents, all your families probably hated to have you move so far away.
Well, it's interesting because my birth mother actually passed away when I was only 5, and my dad had 3 girls to raise, and that's when he met. Later, he met Ethel and Valentine,
Yes.
and married her. And we always said we had a Valentine all year long, and she was the only mother I really knew.
Right.
And but I didn't move to Indiana, is where Ron finished his seminary degree, and then we moved to Iowa. So we're transplants from Pennsylvania, and we've been in Iowa a long time.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then Ethel moved with you.
Ethel was in Arizona. My father passed away in '76, and then she remarried, and she moved to Arizona, and then her husband passed away, so that's when I had her come here, and it was wonderful to have almost 10 full years with her here before she passed away.
Right. I
You
remember
loved
here
it.
at Friendship Village?
Uh-huh.
She was here.
Yes,
Okay.
she was
Sweet.
in the original where Mary was. She was in that building, the original Park Lane building.
Park Lane.
She was in the med center quite a while.
Yeah, she was there about 18 months to 2 years,
Mhm.
but she had a wonderful, good 8, almost 9 years of independent living. Loved it. Loved being
Okay.
here.
I remember you pushing her around in the wheelchair all the time.
Yes.
Bringing her to many different things.
Yes.
And such a lady. She was always such a striking lady.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, she was so.
And I
so
would have
sweet.
thought at that time that you were her daughter.
Yeah.
There was
Well, she basically
Yeah.
raised me. I was
Right.
only 5 when my birth mother passed
Mhm.
away.
Now,
so-
your 2 sisters were younger than you?
No, they were older.
Oh, they were older.
Yeah.
Okay.
They were older.
Are they still, your sisters still living?
No, both of them passed away the early 60s, and they were only died within 4 months of each other.
Oh,
And my
wow.
dad died when I was expecting our 3rd child. So
Mhm.
my original family they're all gone.
They're all gone now.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about Ron's family?
His dad was a project manager for a chemical company, and they moved to Tennessee and then to Texas, and they retired. But we had them move up here, but they were only up here for about not even 2 years, and they both passed away.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did he have brothers and sisters too?
He has a brother in Pennsylvania and a sister that lives in Utah.
Okay, so his family's quite a ways apart.
Yes, yes. So
And how many grandchildren do you have now?
we have 8 grandchildren,
Mm-hmm.
and we have 3 great-grandchildren.
Very good.
So we never thought we'd live long enough to have great-grandchildren.
Me too.
but we do, and it's 2 boys and a girl.
Mm-hmm.
So we're blessed. Yes. Yeah.
I have 3 great-grandsons.
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe you'll get a granddaughter.
Oh,
Great-granddaughter.
you never know.
Yes,
You know.
yes.
2 of them are 2 years old and 1 is 4 months old.
Oh, sweet ages.
Oh yeah, I get to
Yeah.
see 2 of them quite often.
Mhm.
The 3rd one lives in New York, so I do not get to see him, only on FaceTime.
Yes.
I FaceTime with, when my
And-
daughter babysits with him, then I get to FaceTime with him.
And that we're so thankful for
Yes.
that, aren't we?
Yes,
To be able to do that.
right.
You know.
What line of work are your daughters and son-in-laws in that live close by?
Our oldest son, Jim, and his wife Erin, he works for the Black Hawk Conservation
Mhm.
Commission. He's done that right out of college. He graduated from UNI, and they live in Cedar Falls.
Okay.
And they have 3 children, and they just became grandparents.
Mhm.
And then our daughter and her husband, they live in Waterloo, and he just retired from the military.
Mm-hmm.
He was in the Iowa National Guard full time, and he just retired.
Mm-hmm.
And they have 2 children, and they just became grandparents.
Okay.
And then our middle son and his wife, they live in Bangkok, Thailand.
Okay.
They teach in an international school, and they have 3 children. their two oldest are married, and then after 17 years they had another one, and he's now 8 years old.
Wow.
But their daughter and her husband and their little boy, they live in Bangkok, and that Asia's husband actually teaches in the same school.
Mm-hmm.
But and they just, our son and his wife just became grandparents. So all of 3 of our children are grandparents now. So
That's nice, but they will not grow up together. Some of them won't because they live too far
they
apart.
probably won't. They're very far apart.
Mm-hmm.
But the 2 here,
Yes.
the boy and girl here, they were born within 6 days of each other.
Ah.
That was not planned, but that's the way. So yeah, precious.
Yes, they will get together many times
Yes.
to celebrate.
Yeah.
The way my daughters that lived here in Waterloo, one had 3 children, one had 2, and they were together all the time throughout all the school years. They were baptized, confirmed, and everything, same church, everything, and they were all together, growing. So they grew up together.
Yes.
They grew up together, and now they're all far apart.
Yes.
But I think they're still close, and they probably FaceTime and message and do that all kinds of.
I'm sure.
And I also have 8 grandchildren.
Yes. Yes.
And 3 great-grandchildren.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's a lot of fun.
Yes.
And Phil has a big family too.
Yes.
5 grandchildren and 11 great-grandchildren.
Wow. Wonderful.
I know. So we're all very fortunate to have all these young people in our lives. 'Cause
Yes.
that's their future.
Yes.
Our future and their future.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Very important.
So how long have you lived at Friendship Village?
Ron and I just actually moved in 2 years ago
Mm-hmm.
on the 18th of August. So it's
Okay.
just really, really close.
Mhm.
We can't believe it's been 2 years
I
already.
know. That time has
So-
gone fast.
And we really, really are thankful we're here.
Right.
Well,
Very
you
much.
said just a few minutes ago that you and Ron were called by the Lord to Waterloo. So was that to take over a church, or was it to come to Friendship Village?
No, we actually, Ron was called to be an associate pastor at the Grace Brethren Church. It's now Grace Fellowship Church. But he was the associate there for 25 years, and then he was a pastor there for a while, and then he semi-retired. But he's been the chaplain here at Friendship Village for over 15 years.
Okay.
So he was doing that while he was still
Oh.
pastoring.
Okay.
And there was another pastor here too, wasn't there? At one time?
There's been quite a few chaplains.
Chaplains.
Chaplain Will Height was here, and Ron came on board when he was still. And then there was another one that kind of helped Ron learn the ropes.
Right.
They since
kind of
passed
two of them
away.
work together at times.
Yes, and Pastor George Farber helps Ron a lot with the services.
Is he the Farber girls' dad?
Yeah.
Brother.
Brother. Okay.
Brother.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, Farber girls.
The Farber
okay.
girls.
Yes,
Yeah.
the
The girls
cookie.
that bake goodies.
They make wonderful goodies. Cookies.
So that's their brother that was
That's
the
their
pastor,
brother.
minister.
George is their brother,
Okay.
and we so appreciate him. Yes, he's very good.
See, we get to learn more connections of people by doing this podcast.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
oh
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Yes.
But-
He doesn't live here though.
No, he
Yeah.
does not.
And you're involved in many activities here. I know you sing in our Village Voices, and you play the piano.
No,
No?
no.
Oh, I thought you did.
The only thing I play is the radio. No.
Okay. And the computer.
No, everyone thought that every pastor's wife plays the piano,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I'm
that's
one
right.
that does not. I wish I could. I tried to learn, but my piano teacher said, Vivian, I think it's a little too late for you to do that. So I wish I had learned, but no, I don't play the piano.
But we're glad both of you sing in the choir too.
Yes, we
Yes.
enjoy that.
And we hope by having a little get together last week with our leader that will draw more people into our choir. We have to kind of keep promoting that to get more people to sing.
We have a lot of fun. It is a fun time.
It is fun.
Yeah.
And, you know, it isn't hard work. You know, if you love to sing, that's the main component.
Right.
And go from there.
Right.
And she teaches us many things. We learn a lot about our voices and singing. And we do perform 2 or 3 times, and it's not that
Yes.
stressful.
Yeah.
So I think we do it more for our enjoyment than anything else.
I think so. And people think you have to read music, but I don't read music. If the note goes up, I go up. If it goes down, I go down. But I cannot read music. And really, it's make a joyful noise. And it is fun. So I hope some more people will want to join.
Yes. And you're involved with sewing. I did not know that till probably recently, how much sewing that you do.
Well, it's something I enjoy, and I thought I can't do everything because I do help Ron a lot with
Oh, yeah.
typing and things and supporting his ministry here. But it's something I could do, and I really enjoy helping the residents because, and I know there's others that maybe could do it, but it gives me a real sense of purpose, and I enjoy, and I don't charge, and I'm glad if they want to give a donation, it goes to the auxiliary.
Right.
They do not feel obligated at all to do that, but I'm just glad to be able to help with that.
Do you do alterations for people?
I do, as long as it's not too difficult, but yes, I can do alterations.
Okay.
And hemming.
Yeah, there's sometimes people ask me, or they're looking for someone to hem a dress or shorten something, or and I
Sure.
have found a few people that have helped me out
Yes.
on occasion to do a couple things like that. Because I can't sew either. I mean, I've had sewing machines over the years, but and I've taken lessons, but it wasn't a trait that I picked up that easily. So.
I think you either really like sewing or you don't.
Yeah, right, right.
Yeah, yeah. So, but I'm really glad to be able to do that.
Right.
And it's helping.
Have you quilted?
Yes, and I
Yes.
quilt.
You quilt. I was going to ask that because I see so many quilts or quilt hangings around. Not a huge quilt, but just quilt hangings and outside of people's apartments. I
Yes.
think, well, they must quilt.
Yes.
So, and it's fun to look at them. They're
And
so
you know,
pretty.
I did not even take that up until I was in my 50s, and I'm basically self-taught. But I have a wonderful machine that, not a big long arm. I do it all on my machine, but I really enjoy putting those pieces of fabric together. And
Designing.
yes, yes. So it's a fun thing.
Do you get together with anybody else and do quilting?
No, I probably should, but the time, Mary,
Yes.
it's a time factor.
Right.
Yeah, they do have quilting classes and quilting clubs, and but no, I don't.
Carol Mountain right down the hall has some hanging outside,
Yeah.
and she is busy with that a lot of times.
Well, I'm not sure if you're aware when Wellspring was going to open up. There were 72 beds, and we got the colors. There were basically 5 colors that they were putting, and each room was going to be a different color. There's 4
right.
neighborhoods. And the Lord just laid on my heart to do something for each room to make it more homey, not look so institutionalized,
Right.
but to make that soft touch. So Carol Mountain and some ladies at her church and myself and a lady at my church, we decided to get together, and we made 72 lap, they call them lap rows, but
Right.
little lap quilts.
Right.
And each room got one according to the color of that room. And I'm sure some of them are wearing out, so we might have to make some more. But it was a joy to be able to do that.
Right. And they're for the permanent residents?
They're for whoever's in the room. If they, if it should be in the room. So, yeah.
I never saw one.
We'll have to check on that.
I was there for 2 months.
Oh, yeah. We requested it be in the room, and whoever, and maybe some of them wanted to take it if they were there, and but we will make some extras.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good idea.
Yeah.
They appreciate it. I think it's good therapy. I've seen this. If they have these, I saw one lady that had one over her, and she came to eat, and she liked to play with the squares.
Mm-hmm.
She liked to feel the material and look at the squares. It was good therapy for her.
Yes.
She
Yes.
enjoyed it.
Yes.
I happen to remember that she did that.
We tried to make them colorful.
Mm-hmm.
The colorful. So, yeah.
Did some of them have like yarn on there that tied, that they could play with the yarn?
No,
Okay.
we did not. We quilted them all because the yarn, the yarn tied ones seemed to not hold up as
Okay.
well. So we quilted them all. And then we did embroider some words on, like
Okay.
be happy,
Mhm.
enjoy today, or, we embroidered some words
Right,
on.
right.
Yeah.
And any other activities that you do that we don't know about?
Well, I'm still involved in our church, and a friend and I have a class every Sunday morning for Sunday school, and we minister to widows
Okay.
and maybe to those that are really hurting.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get together and we'll make some meals, freezer meals for like widowers in our church or those that can no longer cook.
Mm-hmm.
So that's been a real sweet time.
That's time consuming also.
Yes, yes, yeah. So
So you would still consider the church you began with here in Waterloo as your home church?
Yes, yes, yes.
And where's that located?
It's on the corner of Minnesota and Williston. It's right across from Lowell School,
Okay.
and we've been there since 1977.
Okay.
And
Okay.
it's still our church home. A lot of changes, of course, and a lot
Right.
of churches,
Right.
but that's still our
You
church.
probably know Willie.
Oh, Willie Washington. Oh, we love Willie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everybody loves Willie.
Yes. You'll have to ask Ron about a story about Willie sometime. Ron
Right.
got to ride in his squad car.
Oh,
So,
wow.
yes, and there's quite a story behind that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll corner him.
And we're going to backstep just a little bit. How much time do we have? Okay. Just a little bit. Your son that's in Thailand, you've gone there to visit. How many times have you gone there?
Before they were even there, we went on mission trips there. We've been to Thailand 12 times.
Oh, so you're very familiar with the place. Okay.
We've been to Vietnam, Cambodia, Brazil, and the Dominican Republic. And those were all on mission trips except probably the last five or six times to Thailand. It was to visit our family.
It was family then. Okay. And then when you went on those mission trips, did your children accompany you?
No. We went with other people, some from our church and some from our fellowship, but our children were in school or in college, and so they were not able to go. But all of them have been on. Let me backtrack. For one of our grandsons' graduation, he lives in Cedar Falls, and his dad is our oldest son. We took them to Thailand.
Okay.
So, and that was in 2019. We took them over. But all of our children have been on mission trips. They've really enjoyed that.
That's good. That's good. That's kind of what I was wondering.
Yes. So,
well, you've had a very diversified life.
yes, if you would have told me that I would have been able to travel to all those places, I would have never believed it.
No.
But it really helps you, your worldview. It helps to open up that your world is bigger than right here with you. There's a lot out there, a lot of needs and different cultures.
Right. Right.
Diversified.
Do you think you'll travel anymore?
Actually, Thursday morning we are traveling back to our roots in Pennsylvania.
Good.
For a week. Our daughter and her husband are going to travel with us, and we'll be gone just a week. But we're going to go back, and I'm going to see 2 cousins I probably haven't seen in 50 years.
Mm-hmm.
And but that we're probably no more international. We have wonderful pictures and videos.
Oh,
and
yes.
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 Very, very thankful for those opportunities.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we are about ready to close out for today.
Yes.
I was just thinking, Vivian, is there anything that you would like our audience to know that we haven't covered yet, or any life lessons that you've learned for yourself that you'd pass along to the rest of us?
It's something that I've thought about, and I've actually shared with our children and grandchildren, is life is fragile and precious, and relationships are. And we've always tried to tell our family that don't burn your bridges behind you, because life has a way of bringing situations and people back into your lives. And another saying that has meant a lot is the tyranny of the urgent. And sometimes we want to do something that's so good, but we're pulled away by something that we think is more urgent, which really is not. And that phrase, to me, I heard it years and years ago from a pastor, the tyranny of the urgent.
Okay.
But those are the 2 things. But I want our audience to know how much we treasure each resident, and how much we count it a privilege to be able to do what we're doing here.
Okay.
The way our world is going, and restrictions, and we're just so thankful that Friendship Village is based on people. It's a faith-based
Christian-based
yes.
community.
And we're just trusting God that will continue, and but we count it a privilege to be able to be here.
I think as long as we have leaders that we have, it's going to continue. And we have a good board that
Yes.
helps run Friendship Village, and I think they are looking
Yes.
to our welfare also.
Yes. Yes.
We can all be thankful. I'm very thankful I'm here. Very thankful.
Good.
Well, let's close with this. May the good Lord bless and keep you until we meet once again. Bye for now.
Bye for now.
Bye for now. Thank you.
Okay. All right.